Penguin Random House Audio presents The Gap of Time, The Winter's Tale Retold, by Jeanette Winterson. Read for you by Penelope Rawlins, Mark Bazeley, and Ben Onwukwe.
Past 50, we learn with surprise and a sense of suicidal absolution that what we intended and failed could never have happened, and must be done better. For Sheridan, Robert Lowell.
The original. The place. The play opens in Sicilia, one of Shakespeare's many fantasy islands. The time, invented. The story. Polixenes, king of Bohemia, has been staying with his childhood friend, Leontes, king of Sicilia, for the past 9 months. Polixenes wants to go home. Leontes tries and fails to persuade him to stay. Leontes' pregnant wife, Hermione, intervenes, and Polixenes agrees to stay a little longer. But Leontes believes that Polixenes and Hermione are having an affair, and the child she will soon give birth to belongs to Polixenes. Leontes calls his manservant, Camillo, and orders him to poison Polixenes. Instead, Camillo warns Polixenes that Leontes intends to murder him. Polixenes escapes, taking Camillo with him. Leontes is enraged at the escape, and immediately and publicly accuses his wife of infidelity. He throws her in prison, deaf to the protests of the entire court, especially the noblewoman Paulina, the only person brave enough to stand up to Leontes. Leontes hates the fact that no one believes his mad, vile denunciations of Hermione, and to avoid being called a tyrant, he sends an envoy to consult the oracle at Delphi. Meanwhile, Hermione gives birth to a daughter. Leontes disowns the child as a bastard and decrees her death. Paulina brings the child in to Leontes, hoping it will soften his rage. Instead, he threatens to dash out its brains. Not quite able to face down Paulina, he agrees that the child can be taken to some remote place and cast out to fortune. Paulina's husband, Antigonus, must do the deed. While Antigonus is gone, Leontes brings Hermione to trial, humiliating her in front of the royal court. The more he abuses her, the more dignified she seems, remarkable by her composure and her steady denial of his madness. In the middle of this kangaroo court, the oracle is brought back from Delphi. The oracle declares that Leontes is a jealous tyrant, that Hermione and Polixenes are innocent, that the baby is innocent, and that Leontes will have no heir until the lost child is found. Leontes flies into a frothing rage and declares the oracle a lie. As he does so, a messenger runs in to tell him that young Mamilius, his only son, is dead. Hermione collapses. Leontes repents. It is too late. The queen is dead. The place, Bohemia, now part of the Czech Republic. It has never had a seacoast. The story. Antigonus leaves the baby Perdita on the shores of Bohemia, with money and some tokens of her birth, and tries to get away before the breaking storm. His ship capsizes. Antigonus is killed in the world's most famous stage direction, Exit Pursued by a Bear. The local rogue Autolycus notices everything, but does nothing, other than pick a pocket or two, as Perdita is found by a poor shepherd and his dim-witted son, Clown. They take pity on the baby and bring her up as their own. The time, 16 years later. Prince Florizel, son of Polixenes, has fallen in love with Perdita. He believes she is a shepherd's daughter. The scene is set at a joyful party, the sheep-shearing festival where our shepherd and his son, the clown, are rich, thanks to the money they found wrapped up with Perdita. Florizel is pretending to be an ordinary guy, not a rich prince. Impulsively, he offers to marry Perdita, and asks 2 older strangers to bear witness. The strangers turn out to be his father Polixenes and Camillo in disguise. While Perdita and Florizel declare their love, the rogue Autolycus is busy stealing everyone's money and lying and entertaining his way through the feast. He is Shakespeare's most lovable villain, witty, mercurial, and uncrushable, and the unlikely means to a happy ending. As the clown is busy entertaining his lady friends, Mopsa and Dorcas, and the shepherd is congratulating everyone on their good fortune, Polixenes rips off his disguise and threatens the whole party with instant death. He storms off, ordering Florizel never to see Perdita again. Camillo realizes this is his chance to go home. He offers to take Florizel and Perdita to Sicilia. They agree and escape. Following behind come the shepherd, the clown, and Autolycus. The place, Sicilia. The time, a fast-moving present. The story. Florizel and Perdita arrive at court. Leontes briefly falls for Perdita, then discovers she's his own daughter when the shepherd and the clown show up with their box of proof left over from her birth. Polixenes, tailing the fugitives, is reconciled to both Leontes and Florizel. The end is in sight. Paulina invites everyone to her house to look at a statue of Hermione. This statue is so lifelike that Leontes moves to kiss it, but is warned back by Paulina, who then offers to make the statue step down. The end of the play, without explanation or warning or psychological interpretation, throws all the characters forward into a new life. What they will make of it is left to the gap of time. The cover version. 1. Watery Star.
I saw the strangest sight tonight. I was on my way home, the night hot and heavy. The way it gets here this time of year, so that your skin is shiny and your shirt is never dry. I've been playing piano in the bar playing, and nobody wanted to leave. So I was later than I liked to be. My son said he'd come by in the car, but he never came. I was on my way home, maybe 2 in the morning, a cold bottle of beer heating up in my hand. Not supposed to drink on the streets, I know, but what the hell. After a man's been working 9 hours straight, serving shots when the bar's quiet, playing piano when it gets busy. Folks drink more when there's live music, and that's a fact. I was on my way home when the weather broke in two, and the rain came down like ice. It was ice. Hailstones the size of golf balls, and hard as a ball of elastic. The street had all the heat of the day, of the week, of the month, of the season. When the hail hit the ground, it was like throwing ice cubes into a fat fry. It was like the weather was coming up from the street instead of down from the sky. I was running through a riddle of lo-fi shrapnel, dodging doorway to doorway, couldn't see my feet through the hiss and steam. On the steps of the church, I got above the bubbling froth for a minute or two. I was soaked. The money in my pocket was stuck together and my hair was stuck to my head. I wiped the rain out of my eyes. Tears of rain. My wife's been dead a year now. No use in sheltering. Might as well get home. So I took the shortcut. I don't like to take the shortcut because of the baby hatch. The hospital installed it a year ago. I watched the builders day by day while I was visiting my wife. I saw how they poured the concrete shell, fixed the steel box inside the shell, fitted the sealed-shut window, wired the heat and light and the alarm. One of the builders didn't want to do it, thought it was wrong. Immoral, I guess. A sign of the times. But the Times has so many signs that if we read them all, we'd die of heartbreak. The hatch is safe and warm. Once the baby's inside and the hatch is closed, a bell rings in the hospital, and it doesn't take long for a nurse to come down, just long enough for the mother to walk away. There's a street corner right there. She's gone. I saw it happen once. I ran after her. I called out, "Lady!" She turned round. She looked at me. There was a second, the kind that holds a whole world, and then the second hand moved on and she was gone. I went.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?